Welcome everyone. Today's video is not just another motivational video. This is a wake-up call, a reminder, a life-altering message. Today, we're not talking about dreams. We're talking about what turns those dreams into reality. Consistency. Let me say something from my heart. Talent is nothing without consistency. In fact, I've seen so many talented people sitting at home, doing nothing with their lives. And I've seen average people doing extraordinary things just because they showed up every single day. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the richest. You don't need to have perfect English, perfect background, or perfect support. What you need is this. Pick one thing and work on it every single day. Because in the end, your life is built by what you do repeatedly. Today, I will explain everything about the power of consistency from the very beginning. I will give you real-life examples, stories that will shake your soul, simple, clear language, so even a beginner can understand. If you truly want to grow, if you want to stop quitting, if you want to live your dream life, then watch till the very end. This video is built on truth. It's not fake motivation. It's not sugar-coated. It's real. Because real change comes from real words. If you feel stuck, tired, or like you're not moving forward, this is for you. Not to just inspire you for a moment, but to wake up something powerful inside you. Let's talk about the one thing that can change your entire life. Consistency. And remember, on this channel, you don't just learn English. You learn how to live. You learn how to grow. So subscribe now and let's start this journey together to learn something new every single day. 1. What is consistency? Let's begin at the very root. What is consistency? Consistency is showing up again and again, even when you're tired, even when you're not in the mood, even when you're scared, broken, and no one is clapping for you. You still show up. It means doing something small every day, instead of doing something big once and never again. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present, over and over and over. Let's take an example. If you want to become fluent in English, do you think you'll learn it in one day? 1 week? No. But if you speak 5 new sentences every day, watch 1 English video every day, read a small paragraph every day, what happens in 6 months? 1 year? Your mind starts thinking in English. Your tongue becomes confident. That's consistency. Here's another one. Imagine you want to get fit. You go to the gym one day and exercise like crazy for 3 hours. And then you don't go again for 2 months. Will anything change? No. But if you walk just 30 minutes every day, do 20 push-ups, eat a little better, in 3 months, you'll feel different. In 6 months, people will notice. In 1 year, you'll transform. The problem is, people want quick results, so they try big things once, and then stop. But those who win are the ones who do small things with big love and big discipline every day. Consistency is not magic, but the results it gives feel like magic. 2. Why do people fail? Without consistency, let me be brutally honest. Most people are not failing because of lack of intelligence. They are failing because of lack of discipline, lack of patience, lack of consistency. Let me tell you the truth that no one tells you. Winners are not special. They are simply consistent. I know people who started with nothing. No money, no support, no followers, no confidence. But they chose one thing and showed up for it every single day. Now they're building businesses, inspiring people, living their dreams. Not because they're lucky, because they're consistent. Let me give you a powerful example. Do you know about the bamboo tree? When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing grows for 5 years. You water it every day. You give it sunlight. You give it time. but nothing happens. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up to 80 feet in just 6 weeks. So the question is, did it grow in 6 weeks? Or 5 years? The answer is 5 years. Because for all those years, its roots were growing underground. That's how life is. You may not see results in the first few months, but if you stop, you kill your own growth. If you keep going, one day you rise. And when you rise fast. Never mistake slow growth for no growth. 3. How consistency builds self-respect. This is one of the most underrated benefits of consistency. It doesn't just build skills, it builds you. Every time you say, "I'll wake up early," and you do it, you build trust with yourself. Every time you say, "I'll practice today," and you actually do it, you start to feel stronger, prouder, more confident. But every time you say something and don't do it, you lose a little bit of your own respect. You start believing, "I can't stick to anything. I'm lazy. I'll never change." That's dangerous, because how you see yourself affects how you live your life. But here's the good news. You can rebuild your self-respect. Just start being consistent with one small habit. Maybe it's reading 1 page a day. Maybe it's learning 3 new English words a day. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier. Whatever it is, stick to it. Every day. Soon your mind will say, "I'm not lazy. I'm a doer. I'm consistent. I'm powerful." And from there, everything starts changing. 4. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams are beautiful, but dreams without action are just dreams. Everyone dreams of becoming rich, fluent, fit, confident, respected. But not everyone is ready to walk the bridge. That bridge is called consistency. Without it, dreams stay in your head. With it, dreams turn into goals. Goals turn into plans. Plans turn into reality. Let me tell you about J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was rejected by 12 publishers. She was a single mother, broke, depressed, but she kept writing, every day, even when nobody believed in her. And one day, her book was accepted. Now she's one of the most successful authors in the world. What if she gave up? What if she stopped writing? The world would never know Harry Potter. That's what consistency does. It brings hidden magic into the world. The same is true for your life. You have a gift, a light, a voice. But unless you show up every day, the world will never see it. So ask yourself, will you keep quitting on your dream? Or will you show up every day until your dream becomes your life? 5. Motivation will fail you, but consistency will save you. Here's a hard truth. Motivation is a liar. When you feel motivated, everything feels easy. You wake up early, you do the work, you feel like a superhero. But what about the next day? When it's raining? When you feel tired? When life hits you with a problem? Suddenly, that motivation is gone. You don't feel like doing anything. And that's where most people give up. They think, if I'm not feeling it, I can't do it. But the people who win in life, they know something powerful. You don't need motivation. You need consistency. Let me give you an example you'll never forget. Imagine a mother with a newborn baby. She wakes up at 2 a.m. She feeds the baby. She holds the baby. She sings lullabies. She hasn't slept properly for days. She's exhausted. Now ask yourself, is she motivated every night? No. Is she inspired every time the baby cries? Of course not. But she still does it. Why? Because she has a deep reason. Because it's her responsibility. Because love and purpose are bigger than mood. That's real consistency. And if you treat your dreams with the same love, the same seriousness, the same responsibility, you'll stop waiting for motivation. You'll start showing up no matter what. Consistency is doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. Winners don't depend on mood. They depend on discipline. 6. Small steps. Every day create massive results. Over time, most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year. They want big changes fast, so they try to study 10 hours in one day. They try to lose 10 kilograms in a week. They try to build a business in 2 months. And when they don't see instant results, they give up. They start saying things like, "It's not working. Maybe it's not for me. I'm not seeing any progress." But here's the truth. Success is not a one-day event. It's a slow build, a daily commitment. Let me tell you a true story. There was a man who decided to write just one sentence a day. He wanted to write a book, but he had no time. So he said, "I'll write just one sentence daily. No pressure, just one." Some days he wrote more. Some days he wrote only that one line. But he never stopped. After 1 year, he had finished his book, not because he rushed, but because he remained consistent. This is the secret. A small drop of water falling every day can break the strongest rock. Not because the drop is powerful, but because of repetition. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something every day. And if you keep going, one day you'll wake up and realize you have built something huge. Success is built in silence, one small step at a time. 7. Consistency turns struggle into strength. Struggles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you. But the only way they shape you is when you keep going through them, not when you run away. Let me ask you, what happens when you go to the gym for the first time? It hurts, right? Your muscles feel sore. You feel weak. You feel like quitting. But what if you go again and again, every day? That pain turns into power. That weakness turns into strength. That shaken hand turns into solid muscle. Now apply the same logic to everything in life. To learning, to discipline, to language, to confidence. At first it feels uncomfortable. You make mistakes. People may laugh. You may feel like a failure. But if you stay consistent, you turn your biggest weakness into your biggest weapon. Let me give you a powerful example. There was a boy who couldn't speak clearly. He stammered. Every time he stood to speak, people laughed. His classmates mocked him. Even his teacher told him to avoid public speaking. But he refused to give up. He practiced in front of the mirror. Every single day. He read books aloud. He recorded himself and listened. He joined debate clubs, even though people laughed. Now that boy is one of the greatest speakers in the world. His name? Eric Thomas, a world-renowned motivational speaker. What made him unstoppable? Consistency in struggle. Remember this. Pain is temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. 8. Consistency teaches you to respect time. Time is your greatest resource. But here's the truth. If you don't respect time, time won't respect you. And the best way to respect time? Be consistent with it. Let me ask you this. How many hours do we waste scrolling on our phones? Watching things that don't add value? Complaining? Overthinking? Doing nothing? Now imagine if you used even one of those hours every day to build something meaningful, to read, to practice, to create, to grow. In 1 month, you'd be sharper. In 6 months, you'd be unrecognizable. In 1 year, your entire life would be different. There's a saying, don't say you don't have time. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. Look at someone who is consistent. Their time feels powerful. It's because they use it intentionally. Let me give you a life-changing example. There was a man working at a petrol pump. He had a dream, to clear the UPSC exam and become an officer. But he worked 12 hours a day. No coaching, no support. So what did he do? Every day after work, he studied for 2 hours. Every morning, he revised for 30 minutes. No matter how tired he was, he stayed consistent. People laughed. His relatives said, "It's impossible." But after 3 years, he passed. From petrol pump to officer, his journey was powered by consistent time investment. So ask yourself, how are you using your time today? Time is not the issue. Your consistency with time is the real question. 9. Consistency attracts opportunity. Here's something people don't realize. Opportunity doesn't just come to those who want it. It comes to those who are ready for it. And the way to be ready? Be consistent. Let me give you a powerful story. There was a young artist who posted one drawing every single day online. For 3 years, no one noticed. No fame, no followers, no one shared his work. But he didn't stop. One day, a famous company saw his work. They loved his art. They offered him a project. That one project changed his entire life. He became a millionaire. He started getting global attention. But here's the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It was the result of showing up for 3 years, even when no one clapped. That's the magic of consistency. You don't chase opportunities. Opportunities chase you, because the universe respects effort, and effort given daily becomes a magnet for miracles. Your job is not to control the outcome. Your job is to show up and let consistency build your future. 10. The world respects only one thing: your daily actions, not your dreams. Everyone talks about dreams. I want to become rich. I want to change the world. I want to be successful. I want to make my parents proud. We say these things with passion. We cry over them. We pray for them. But here's the brutal truth. The world does not care about your dreams. It doesn't care about what's in your heart. It doesn't care about how much pain you felt. It doesn't even care about how badly you want something. The world watches what you do daily, not what you say. It respects the person who wakes up and works, not the person who talks all day and complains at night. Let me tell you a story that shattered millions. There was a boy who wanted to become an athlete. He didn't have money for shoes, so he practiced barefoot on a dusty road. He didn't have proper diet, so he ate dry bread and salt. He didn't have support. His father said, "Stop wasting your time." But that boy woke up every single day at 4 a.m. and ran and ran and ran until his legs bled, until his lungs gave up, until his muscles screamed. But he never stopped. 3 years later, he won the national gold medal. Not because of talent, not because of luck, because of consistent action when no one was watching. People clapped for him then, but they didn't see the blood on his feet. This is the truth. You will not be rewarded for your pain. You will be rewarded for your discipline. Every single day, ask yourself, what did I do today that proves I want this? 11th, talent is a bonus. Consistency is the real superpower. Some people are born with talent. They can sing better, run faster, speak clearer. And we look at them and say, maybe they were born for it. But talent without consistency is a wasted gift. And consistency without talent can beat everything. There was a girl in a village who couldn't read English. People laughed when she tried. Her pronunciation was broken. Her confidence was zero. She couldn't even say, "Good morning," properly. But you know what she had? Fire. Every morning she read one page aloud. Every evening she practiced one new word. Every night she recorded her voice and corrected herself. She was not born talented. She was not rich. She was not supported. But she was consistent. 4 years later, She stood on a TEDx stage, speaking fluent English, sharing her story. People clapped, they cried. That same girl now teaches English to thousands of students across India. Why? Because talent gives you a head start, but consistency takes you to the finish line. The world is full of talented failures, but no one can stop a consistent warrior. You want to go viral? You want to be unforgettable? Stop chasing talent. Start sharpening your axe daily. 12. You cannot cheat time. It will expose you. Eventually. Here's something very few people talk about. Time will always expose the truth. You can pretend to be working. You can fake your progress on social media. You can lie to your parents. You can even lie to yourself for a while. But time will catch you. Because time has only one rule. It will reward those who show up. And it will destroy those who pretend. You may not see it in a week or a month, but in 6 months, 1 year, the results will speak louder than your words ever could. There was a man who wanted to build a YouTube channel. He made 3 videos. They got 10 views. He stopped. Another man made 1 video every single day for 365 days straight. Bad lighting. Bad audio. No one watched for the first 6 months. But he kept showing up. Today, that second man has over 5 million subscribers. And the first man? Still stuck at 0. Why? Because consistency is not about immediate results. It's about building proof that you are serious. Time sees your effort, even when no one else does. So the question is not, will I succeed? The question is, will I still show up when no one is clapping? Because that's when time is testing you. And if you pass that test, no one can stop what's coming. 13. Consistency is how you break generational curses. This one is deep. This one is for the ones who say, my family was always poor. No one in my family speaks English. We always struggled. We always failed. Listen to me carefully. You are not responsible for the pain your family gave you, but you are responsible for not passing it on. You can end the suffering. You can change the story, but not by crying, not by blaming, only through consistent effort. There was a boy in a slum. His father was a drunk. His mother was a maid. He grew up in a small one-room house with no light. People said, he'll end up the same. But every night when the world slept, he read books under a street lamp. He studied on empty stomachs. He walked 5 kilometers to a free coaching center. Every day, without fail, even when it rained, even when he was sick. Today, that boy is an IAS officer. He changed the direction of his entire family. His children will live a different life. Because one man decided to be consistent enough to fight fate. You don't break curses by wishing. You break them by working, daily, silently, ruthlessly. Consistency is how you say to the universe, this pain ends with me. And it begins again with greatness. 14. If you don't build the habit, you will always be a slave to emotion. Because emotion is the biggest liar you'll ever meet. It tells you, you're tired. Don't do it today. You're sad. Skip it. You're not in the mood. Do it tomorrow. Just 1 day of rest won't hurt. But that 1 day turns into 1 week. That 1 week becomes 1 month. And then you look back and say, I used to be so consistent. The only way to kill this emotional trap? Build habits so strong that they work without emotion. Let me show you what I mean. There was a woman who wanted to become fit. She started waking up at 6 a.m., going for a walk, drinking water, eating healthy. But one day she felt low. She thought, let me rest today. Then came laziness. Then came sugar cravings. Then came guilt. And within 2 weeks, she was back to 0. So she started again. This time, She didn't rely on mood. She put her shoes next to her bed. She laid out her clothes the night before. She made a rule. Even if I feel dead, I will walk for 2 minutes. She trained her brain to act without thinking. That's when things changed. She didn't wait to feel like it. She just did it. Today, she runs marathons. She teaches fitness to others. Her body changed. Her mindset changed. Her life changed. Because she built a habit. That didn't care about feelings. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll never reach anywhere. But if you act consistently, your feelings will adjust to your actions. 15. Your life is the price you're paying for your laziness. Is it worth it? Every single day that you choose laziness over action, you're making a silent transaction. You're trading your potential for temporary comfort. You're exchanging your entire future for 5 more minutes in bed. You're selling your dreams, your goals, your respect, just to scroll through meaningless notifications. And you know what? That trade doesn't happen loudly. It happens quietly, silently, painfully. You don't wake up one day and see your life ruined. It's slow. It's invisible. Your body decays quietly. Your mind weakens softly. Your spirit dies silently. Let me show you something terrifying. There was a man who wanted to start a business. Every day he told himself, "Not today. I'm not ready. I need more time. I'll start next month." Years passed. One day he saw his best friend, who had started a business with no money, no support, but with courage, become a millionaire. That moment shattered him, because he realized success wasn't stolen from him. He gave it away. With every lazy day, every delayed plan, every "I'll do it later," he was paying the cost. With his own life. The question is not whether your dreams are possible. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for your laziness? Because whether you act or not, you are always paying a price. So ask yourself right now, is what I'm doing today worth the future I'm sacrificing for it? 16. No one is coming to save you. You are the rescue team. This is going to hit hard, but it needs to. We grow up with this idea that someone will come. A mentor, a rich friend, a miracle, something. We wait and wait and wait. But the truth is, no one is coming. Not because they don't care, but because they're busy saving themselves. The world is a battlefield. Everyone is fighting their own wars, their own depression, their own doubts, their own failures. They don't have time to rescue you, and they shouldn't. Because the day you realize this, you become powerful. There was a girl who was stuck in a toxic relationship. She kept waiting for someone to notice, to help her, to pull her out, but no one came. And one night, after crying herself to sleep for the 100th time, she got up, looked at herself in the mirror, and said, "No one's coming. So I will save me." She left, broke, homeless, alone, but free. She started working at a small bakery, then learned design online, then started her own store. Today, she owns a 10 crore brand. And when someone asked her how she did it, she said, "I stopped waiting, and I started building." You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just waiting too long. Stand up. Be your own savior. Because the rescue mission has only one name on it. Yours. 17. The pain you avoid. Today becomes the regret you carry forever. Here's something no one wants to hear. Pain is not your enemy. Avoiding it is. Growth is painful. Discipline is painful. Sacrifice is painful. But you know what's worse? Waking up 10 years later and realizing you became nothing. You avoided the pain of waking up early, so now you suffer the pain of never being successful. You avoided the pain of studying, so now you suffer the pain of not having a career. You avoided the pain of rejection, so now you suffer the pain of loneliness. There's a boy who hated studying. He wanted to party, chill, enjoy life. He said, "Life is short. Let me have fun now." Fast forward 15 years. His parents are old. He has no money, no career, no respect. One day, he sees a man on stage, his old schoolmate, talking about building companies, traveling the world, taking care of his parents. And he cried. Not because the other guy was lucky, but because he realized he had the same chance. But he avoided the pain that builds you. And now, he's married to regret. Pain will come. You can either choose it today, through hard work, or receive it tomorrow, through regret. But either way, you will feel pain. So make it worth something. 18. Every second you waste is a second someone else is using to beat you. This is for the ones who think, I have time. No, you don't. Time is not your friend. It's not your comfort zone. It's a ticking bomb. And it's not stopping for you. Every second you waste, someone else is using it to grow, to learn, to grind, to rise. There was a young man who wanted to be a filmmaker. But instead of practicing, he spent his evenings scrolling, watching others create. On the other side of the city, another man, same age, same dream, made one short film every week. No budget, just passion. In 2 years, the second man was working in Hollywood. The first one was still dreaming, because he mistook time for a gift. But time is a weapon, only if you use it. There's a kid in a slum right now, waking up at 5 a.m., running barefoot, practicing English, recording himself, reading books. He doesn't have a phone like you. He doesn't have comfort. He doesn't even have shoes. But guess what? He will beat you. Because while you waste time, he's turning every second into a stepping stone. Time is not just passing. It's preparing someone else to take what could have been yours. So either you rise now, or you watch them pass you forever. 19. You cannot be the same person and expect a different life. This one will wake up the dead. If you want a better life, you cannot keep the same habits, same thoughts, same friends, same routines. You must upgrade, or you will stay stuck. There was a man who wanted to become successful, but he still woke up at 10 a.m., still partied every weekend, still surrounded himself with gossiping friends, still spent hours on social media. And then he cried, "Why is my life not changing?" Because he hadn't changed. On the other hand, there was a woman who cut off everything: TV, junk food, toxic friends, late nights. She created a new version of herself, one that read books, took care of her health, showed up every day, built skills, built discipline. Within 1 year, she had a new job, a new body, a new circle, a new mind, a new life. Why? Because she realized you cannot bring an old version of yourself into a new world. If you want a 2.0 life, you must become the 2.0 version of yourself. 20. When you die, they will not talk about what you dreamed, only what you did. This is the ultimate truth, and it should haunt you in the most powerful way. When you die, people won't talk about your dreams. They won't talk about your plans. They won't talk about what you wanted to become. They will talk about what you did. There was a man who always said, "I'm going to write a book." He had amazing ideas, but he never wrote it. When he died, his friend said, he was full of potential, but he never used it. And just like that, his dreams were buried with him. But there was another woman. She also had a dream: to teach girls in rural villages. She didn't wait. She didn't ask for help. She just started, one girl at a time, one book at a time. When she died, thousands of girls cried because she had changed their lives. They built a school in her name because she had lived her dream, not dreamed it, lived it. Ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, what would they say about you? Will they say, he talked big, but did nothing? Or will they say, he changed lives, because he showed up every single day? This is not a rehearsal. This is the only shot you get. Make it count. Remember, you don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. You just have to keep showing up. One small step every day can create a life you once dreamed of. Consistency is not hard. It just takes heart. So no more waiting. Start today and don't stop. Your future is already watching. Make it proud.